Hey everybody, I'm Rick Beato. On today's Everything Music, we're going to talk about minor triads over bass notes. The last video that was entitled Slash Chords, I only dealt with major triads over bass notes. And one of the reasons is because in order to memorize these things, you can't use just massive amounts of data to remember at once. It's kind of like remembering telephone numbers. They give you 7 digits on purpose. Well, we've got these particular triads over bass notes, and they all have formulas and they need to be memorized. This one I'll make easier. The last one I did in E major. I'm going to do this in C minor. So I'm going to put all the triads. I use a string sound. I'm going to put all the triads over a C minor chord, okay? So obviously, if we take C minor over C minor, so if we take C over C minor, so if we take C minor over C, or C minor over E flat, or C minor over G, that's all still just a 3-note triad, just in inversion. So our first triad is a triad with a flat 9 on the bass. So this would be C minor over D flat. Okay, so this is a minor triad with a flat 9 or the flat 2 in the bass. Okay, so the notes on this, obviously the C is the 7th, right? The E flat is the 9th, and the G is the sharp 11. If you have 7, 9, sharp 11, that would be part of a D flat Lydian scale. It's a little bit ambiguous. Doesn't have the F in it. Might not be the first thing that I would grab for a Lydian voicing. I would probably grab something that's a little bit more like this. But I could grab... It probably wouldn't be my first choice as a voicing, but I would definitely use it as part of a line. Use that arpeggio, for example, over it. I would play a C minor. I've done it many times. Play a C minor sound or C minor arpeggio over a D flat major 7 chord. Sounds great in that context, especially when you have more of the complete chord with a third in it. The second chord would be C minor over D. So this is a minor chord with the 2nd in the bass. You know, D is the 2nd in the key of C. So it's a major 2nd above the root. Well, this is a sus4 flat 9 sound. You would hear this if you're going to go to something like this. That's how you would use a sus4 flat 9. So I use this. I'm taking advantage of the suspended 4. I'm taking advantage of the flat 9. And I'm going. Or you could go like I did before. The next chord would be the C minor over E flat. So we're going to skip that and we're going to go right to C minor over E. So this is a minor triad with the major 3rd in the bass. Well, this is interesting because it creates 2 different chords. It creates a C major chord and a C minor chord. This is the kind of thing that you hear a lot of film composers use. They use minor and major together. Okay, so the E, G, C creates C major, and the E flat creates C minor. So you have this minor and major sound together. So this is a great sound. It's used all over the place in film scoring. You could say, okay, it's got a flat 13, it's got a major 7th and a flat 3rd off the root. Okay, flat 3rd, it's got the flat 13, major 7, but it doesn't really sound like that. It sounds like C minor and C major together. So that chord comes from the diminished scale, from the E tonic diminished scale. Okay, so whole step, half step. E, F sharp, G, there's your G. So you got, there's your whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, there's your C, half step, whole step, there's your chord. So that is a tonic diminished voicing. The next chord would be C minor over F. Now this is used in jazz a lot. If you were to play this voicing, it's like a partial F9 chord. Gives you the 5th, gives you the flat 7 and 9th. So it's like a 9th chord, but without the 3rd. But it would be used typically in jazz or in blues. It's very, very common voicing. The next voicing would be C minor over F sharp. Okay, that would be the minor chord with the flat 5 or sharp 4 in the bass. So this would be, you'd have the flat 5, the 13, and the flat 9 in it. So the C is the flat 5, E flat's the 13, and G is the flat 9. This would come from the F sharp dominant diminished scale. You'd play it over an F sharp 13 flat 9 flat 5 chord. Or because it has a 13th in it, you know it's not from the altered dominant scale. But it's a really effective voicing to be used as a dominant diminished sound. You could use it as a 5 chord. If I were to go so let's say I'm going F sharp altered to B minor 7, or if I go F sharp altered to B major. So this E flat could go nice to go from C minor over F sharp to E minor 9, 11. That's a cool sound. Now we're going to skip over the C minor over G, obviously, because it's a second inversion C minor chord, and we're going to right to C minor over A flat. Well, this is very simple because it's just a 3, 5, 7 of A flat major 7. So an A flat major 7 voicing is a C minor chord with an A flat in the bass. The next chord is similar. C minor over A is really A minor 7 flat 5. So the formula for a major 7th chord is a minor triad with a flat 6 in the bass, and the formula for a minor 7 flat 5 or half diminished chord is a minor triad with a major 6th in the bass. Okay, so C minor with A. That's the major 6th. Okay, and that would obviously resolve to D7 flat 9, and then to G minor. That's kind of an interesting resolution there. So those two are really common. The next one that you get is C minor over B flat. So C minor with the flat 7 in the bass is simply a C minor 7th chord in third inversion. Okay, it's a C minor 7 with the 7th in the bass. There's nothing more than that. You can't analyze it as a type of B flat chord because it just doesn't sound anything like a B flat chord because of the particular notes in the scale. It's got the 2, 4, and 6 of a B flat chord. So those are all the upper extensions and it has no grounding. So you would call it a third inversion C minor 7 chord. So the last chord is a minor triad, C minor with a major 7th in the bass. So I've got C minor over B, which gives me the flat 9, sharp 5 in third of a dominant chord. Okay, so the C is a flat 9, the E flat is really a D sharp, it would be the major third, and the G is the sharp 5, okay? So if you have, that would be from a B altered chord. Okay, so that's going to resolve, a B altered chord is going to resolve, like I said, to an E minor sound. Okay, that's going to be a 5-1. So the two common uses of this, a minor triad with a major 7th in the bass, so it would function as a B altered chord because it's got the sharp 5th and the flat 9, and you're either going to resolve to E minor like that, or you're going to resolve it to E major. Cool sound. Because the sharp 5 resolves up to the 5th, the third resolves up to the root, and the flat 9 resolves to the 5th. Okay, so you got great contrary motion. So those are your minor triads over bass notes. And you want to memorize them. So you're going to remove the root bass note, the flat third bass note, and the 5th bass note. In this case, With C minor chord, C minor over C is obviously C minor over E flat, C minor over G is C minor. So you're going to have the flat 2, so it'll be C minor over D flat. You're going to have the natural 2, C minor over D. You're going to have the third, which will be C minor over E. Then you'll have C minor over F, which is the fourth in the bass. And you have the flat 5th or the sharp 4 in the bass, C minor over F sharp. You'll have the flat 6 in the bass, which would be C minor over A flat, which would give you an A flat major 7 chord. You do a C minor over A, which is the 6 in the bass, which would give you an A minor 7 flat 5 chord. You get a C minor with B flat in the bass, which is a third inversion C minor 7 chord, and then you get a C minor with a B in the bass, which is like a B altered chord. It's B7 with a flat 9 sharp 5. That's all for now. Please subscribe here to my Everything Music YouTube channel, and if you're interested in the Beato book, which has all these formulas for all the different triads over bass notes in it and what scales are used against them, write me at rickbeato1@gmail.com. Thanks for watching.